Thanks very much for tuning in to Unmissable. I'm Nabila Jamal. You're watching News 9. I take you through news from India and across the globe. I'm taking you through our top story this hour on Tamil Nadu's SIR drive. The electoral roll has just been released and over 74 lakh names has been excluded from the final voter list. We're going to take you through those details. And also on our top story tonight is Karnataka's BJP MLA has been caught in a Lokayukta net. He was trapped taking 5 lakh bribe. Details on that. And of course, our top story, 4 die in Andhra after consuming adulterated, contaminated milk. As always, I take you through the stories after the headlines. Rahul Gandhi stepped up his attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, accuses him of presiding over what he described as a series of national shames, raises the issue of Epstein files and US trade deal. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney to visit India as part of a 3-nation Indo-Pacific tour from February 26 to March 7th. Carney to begin his trip in Mumbai before heading to New Delhi, where he is scheduled to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Modi set to inaugurate Noida International Airport in Jewar next month, a project slated to become India's largest. Actor Ranveer Singh approaches the Karnataka High Court to cancel an FIR against him for mimicking the Kantara Daiva scene. After huge outrage, there were FIRs filed. He is requested to quash it. 31 MLAs write to the Congress High Command, demand a cabinet reshuffle in Karnataka. A letter addressed to Rahul Gandhi and Randeep Surjewala as well. Four headload workers killed, 2 others seriously injured after a concrete slab of a Kozhikode corporation-owned 75-year-old building collapses at Valiyangadi in Kerala's Kozhikode town. All right, we know the SIR drive is underway in multiple states and Tamil Nadu has just completed it. And it seems like the electoral roll that's out has upset the people of the state as 74 lakh names have been deleted. A major development ahead of the upcoming elections. In Tamil Nadu, right ahead of elections, the release of the final electoral roll, the SIR drive has been completed for 2026. The document that will really determine who gets to vote in the upcoming polls. And that document now suggests 74 lakh names have been deleted. The updated list, published after a comprehensive special intensive revision exercise, the SIR, shows that the state now has 5.64 crore registered voters. The Election Commission's final rolls, published, shows that Tamil Nadu's electorate has fallen from 6.4 crores, that was in October 2025 before the SIR drive, to now 5.6 crores in Feb 2026. So that's roughly 74 lakh names that have been dropped. It's been removed from the rolls, largely due to death, relocation, duplicate entries, whilst 27.5 lakh eligible electors were added after claims and objections were processed. As per the state CEO, voters now include 2.7 crore men, 2.8 crore women, 7,617 third gender electors. In fact, Kozhikode has the highest voters. Kozhikode has the highest voters at 5.36 lakh, while Harbour has the lowest at 1.16 lakhs. The new figures also highlight demographic trends. There are more female voters than male voters, and the list includes about 12.5 lakh young electors aged between 18 to 19, as well as thousands of senior citizens and persons with disabilities. Well, the SIR result is often not very it's not a welcome. In fact, we're looking at multiple states losing lakhs of voters. Clearly, Tamil Nadu was bracing for this. And they possibly knew that this would be the situation. Lakhs of voters would be deleted. But the reasons that the EC claims are what I just listed out for you. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin says that through SIR, many voters were removed in various parts of India. The DMK worked hard to ensure that voters were not removed in Tamil Nadu. and so seems to have given a clean chit to the SIR. In a way, it appears that the DMK is not very worried with the 74 lakh voters being dropped. Either they feel that these deletions are ethical, that it's happened certainly because of duplication or people who have died or relocated, etc. Because he seems to be not raising an alarm. Election Commission of India officials say that strict verification measures were followed and that continuous upgradation is underway to correct any genuine omissions. So if your name is out of the list, then you can still revert. You have time to revert, barely a few days though, but there is time to revert to get your name added if missing. Under the Election Commission of India SIR process, voters can appeal deletions under sections 24A and 24B of the Representation of the People Act of 1950. Listen in.
Anybody wants to appeal against the decision taken by the ERO as far as this role is concerned, they can appeal to the DEO, who is the first appeal, and then they can appeal to the CEO if they are not happy with the DEO's order.
Remember, Tamil Nadu is among the 5 states heading to polls this summer, but has Tamil Nadu, after the protests in Bihar and West Bengal over this, given a thumbs up to the SIR drive? Let me quickly bring in our panelists on board. Kalyan Raman, senior leader of the BJP in Tamil Nadu, joining us. We also have Salem Dharnidharan, spokesperson of the DMK, and of course Dr. Mohammad Amin, former joint director ECI. Salem Dharnidharan, thanks very much. I know you're flying out, you're at the airport. Would you give us a sense of what the DMK has to say about the SIR deletions? 74 lakhs deleted, and doesn't seem like your government has raised an alarm. So do you agree with it?
See, the point is not about DMK or ADMK or BJP or NTK. In a democracy, even if one person who is eligible to vote is not allowed to vote, is travesty to democracy and is mockery of democracy. That is the first point I'd like to note. The point is my party is not against SIR, but I am saying how can you do SIR in 3 months? The exercise should have taken 2 years. If BJP in itself has not done SIR in the last 11 years, 2024 to 2014 to 2025, if you have not done SIR, what is the hurry to start the SIR in November and finish it by Feb, or finish it by December and modify the roles by Feb? What is the need? There is absolutely no need to do that. If at all you want to do SIR properly, you should have started in 2024 June, immediately after the general elections. First, or they could have started after 2014, immediately after the first term of Modi government, after they were elected for the first time. You have waited anyways for 21 years, but what is the hurry now in the few months? That is my question. If at all you are saying that 11 lakh voters in Chennai are ineligible, and now now they are found ineligible, and they're voting for the last 5-6 elections, which means again that is not desirable in a democracy. You can't have people who are not eligible to vote as eligible. So in that case, you should have done it. They should have done it in 2014 itself. What was the delay for 11 years? Why have they not done? And what was the hurry? These are the two things. So anyways, it's BJP's mistake. Because if they say that many ineligible voters are actually present, then my point is, then why haven't you not removed them in last 11 years? Then which means again not disable in democracy, the ineligible voters are made to vote. Or if the ineligible voters are eligible, then again it's mockery of democracy, because people who are eligible are not allowed to vote.
Now,
this is my point.
As we see, Stalin has said, well, we tried our best to ensure all voters are included and none of them are dropped out, but he never really condemned this in any way, which leads us to believe he may have given this a thumbs up. Maybe it is indeed duplicate votes, indeed people who've died and relocated and whatnot. So a genuine list that's been rolled out is the sense that I get from the Chief Minister.
See, no. See, that's what I'm saying. I am not. My party is not against SIR. And my cadres in the ground work their best, whoever reached out to them, to make sure they're not made ineligible. But by mistake, out of about 8.4 crores of Tamil Nadu population, and certain percentage of that is the electorate. Even if one voter, by some random chance, after all the effort that we did, does not have a chance to vote, he realizes much later, maybe he's abroad with his family, then he's not able to vote. Even that is travesty to democracy. That's mockery of democracy. So my party has constantly remained with only one thing. SIR is not wrong, but the duration for SIR is wrong. How it is done is wrong. This is what my chief minister has also been saying. There is nothing against SIR that we are saying. But why? Why don't you start it with Bihar elections? When you started the SIR in Bihar, because the staff used in Bihar is the government staff of Bihar, staff used in Tamil Nadu is the government staff of Tamil Nadu. So there is no, you don't need to use the same staff. So which means parallel exercise would have been possible. So that is my question. Or you could have done for other states. Why don't you start now itself? Why are you not starting? Why is that you are starting only a few months before the election? This is the point that my chief minister is also making, my spokesperson also making, my leaders are making, I'm also making. And these are legitimate questions which you
74
cannot...
lakh voters that have been deleted. Do you believe it will dent the DMK's prospects in any way?
It will 100% will not negate the DMK's chances. We are going to come back to probably 200 seats. That doesn't mean that I should not speak for democracy. Not everything is about me winning elections and about politics. It is also about my duty as a citizen of this country, as my party's duty, as a sensible party representing the people of Tamil Nadu, people of this country, that we do not want even a single vote to be removed. Yes, benefiting me, doesn't benefit me, doesn't matter. Even if the voters who are removed are not going to vote for me, even then we will protest. Because in a democracy, everyone should vote. That is my point.
And I saw that
right?
the DMK really, in that sense, worked hard in, enlightening the people about the SIR drive and ensuring the people applied and, and entered and registered their names as and when the rolls were released, the forms were released. So I know that there was that drive. You all put advertisements in milk packets and whatnot. You all reminded and told people in many different ways, I saw, to ensure that their names are in the SIR drive. That's a responsible opposition, I believe.
Exactly, right? That's what my chief minister is saying. I'm not a chief minister only for the people who voted for me, even for the people who have not voted for me. As a chief minister, as a political party, we have to represent even the people who have not voted for us. We are representing the whole of Tamil Nadu. So which means we have some duties, which first and foremost is that to make sure that no one is disenfranchised. And that is what we did. And that is why I'm saying it's not about DMK, BJP, NTK, TMC, SP, BSP, or Shiv Sena.
So I understand. What I understand is that you're absolutely welcoming the SIR drive. What you don't agree with is the timing of it.
The duration of 3 months is absolutely not sufficient. It has to at least take 2 years for SIR to be complete. I'm not saying we are not against the SIR exercise. Of course, the purity of rolls are very important. People who are not eligible to vote should vote. There should not be duplication of voters. But more importantly, people who are eligible to vote should not be disenfranchised. Right? This is very important. So these 3 things. So 3 months, that is not sufficient. And for example, in West Bengal, let's say the election is going to happen in April and still the rules are not finalized. And we don't know when the rules are going to be finalized. And these are the issues. And unfortunately, I have to go now.
I understand and I really appreciate you took your spared that 5 minutes to talk to us. I thank you very much and wish you a safe flight. Kalyan Raman, who's also with us, a senior BJP leader. Kalyan Raman, I expected a little bit of backlash from the DMK, but they seem very wise and logical about it.
If they are okay with SIR, then they should not have gone to the Supreme Court. If R.S. Bharati had gone to Supreme Court seeking their intervention, like a TMC, that is Trinamool Congress, that essentially means the DMK is worried about it. I'll tell you why they are worried about it. There were so many deletions, so many additions also. The net is that there has been a deletion of something like 75 lakh votes. That essentially means that a lot of elders who are no more have been deleted now, and new additions like those who have crossed the age of 18 have been added now. So in the given situation, the newcomers have been voters of multiple parties, whereas the old-timers, a good number of them have been voters of DMK by and large. There is one tricky aspect to Tamil Nadu electoral game all the time. That is, the governmental staff by and large have been quite loyal to the DMK, that they have managed to give them thumbs up for getting those extra bit of votes who were not actually living, but then the votes get polled in favor of DMK. This is to the tune of 4-5% in Tamil Nadu all the time. They're dead. The people who have migrated, they all were being voted in favor of DMK. The DMK had already mastered the art of bogus voting. In that sense, the DMK is likely to lose those votes which they were getting, they were not supposed to get. So in the current situation, after the SIR deletion, they are going to lose at least 5 to 7% of vote. This is my understanding of the electoral deletions. So given the situation, the DMK was well aware of this. That is why they went before the Supreme Court seeking the SIR be abolished in Tamil Nadu's case. Of course, the Supreme Court turned down the idea. Hence, they had to finally end up doing the SIR. Now the deletions have happened. The voters' roll is afresh now. So the DMK is going to face a huge problem in this given situation. Now they are acting as if they're okay with the idea, but then they were not okay. That is precisely the reason why they went to the Supreme Court. Let me give my own example. My mother is no more, father is no more, my brother is no more, the younger one. But then they all had the name in the voter list until a few days back. So this is the scenario that has been removed, which is logical, natural.
No, but you know, I honestly, I feel it's a very tedious process. Like, for example, I have moved out of my previous address almost 20 years or 25 years ago, and I found out from my old neighbors, this is in Bangalore, that my the list has my name and it's asking me to fill my form in my old address, and I have been voting.
Why are you lying?
Sorry?
Why are you lying?
About my age? Okay, let me be honest. It's my name and my mother's name. Okay, so my mother's name.
Your name 25 years ago is unthinkable.
Okay, my mother's name, I get you, my bad. But I've been voting a couple. So my name is also. My name is so my mother's name, my father's name, my
I understand.
right.
I understand
So there, 25 years ago, we moved out of that house. I've been voting for multiple elections now. I'm not so young, but I've voted multiple elections. But my point is that now we have to rework on the whole thing after voting in the current address. Now we have to go back to that old address and delete it. How does that work? That's the confusion.
Is it the mistake of the election commission, or it is your mistake that you did not notify the election commission? So this is where the issue comes.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's my mistake. I think the election commission should be a little more clear with the process and protocols, and awareness drives should have happened. If there was awareness enough, I would have probably done it. I wasn't even aware that I had to notify this. If I'm applying for a fresh voter ID
Nabila, there is a simple
change of address, if I'm doing a change of address, if I'm applying with a change of address,
it's not an excuse before law. Ignorance is not an excuse before law.
So I could say the same thing.
Gives you provisions for shifting of your
The law
vote.
very clearly specifies for the government agencies to underline the protocols.
Let's be clear.
Why is the EC not underlining the protocols?
No, but then there is a thing that we are not very serious as a community, as a society, that
I
we should
agree.
put our vote.
I'm not denying that. We take as citizens the blame and
we'll go back to Bangalore and vote. Sometimes we even think that, "Arey bhai, samay milega, mera dost
no, but
log ko bhi mil sakte."
I want to complete what I want to say. I have applied for change of address. My voter ID has been updated with the change in address. Then why is this going back to the old address?
Oh, that is something election commission
that's
has
what
to
I'm
answer.
saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That it's so ambiguous.
I'm not the spokesperson of election commission, but then
I will bring in Dr. Mohammed on that. But I'm just saying, since you said, Dr. Mohammed, I mean, the DMK says, and I appreciate the DMK because they've carried out multiple drives and alerted people. And it seems like, in compared to the other states, fewer lakh voters have been deleted. Right? But it's still 74 lakhs. It's a big number.
Nabila, I want to first tell you about you. You are very intelligent anchor and you are very knowledgeable about that. And you are blaming to the election commission regarding your personal problem and shifting of this. I am telling you and your viewers that the form number 6 is for the addition of the votes, 7 is the deletion of the vote, and 8 is the first shifting or migrated. So you have to fill the form online nowadays. You can do it. So there is no problem. They need everything. And on
but
your,
why do I have to do that one extra step when I've been voting 3 elections? I voted in my new address.
Nabila, for your information, we have the section here in Election Commission of India in every state. So what they are doing for this publicity only. Jingles, pamphlet, backside of the, you see the buses and other places of wall writing and everything you pay for the only publicity and information of the voters. So they have the section for this specially, and we have the budget also for that. And Nabila, one is every time I'm hearing about the all parties, not one party. All parties are there blaming to the Election Commission of India regarding their time for the SIR. For SIR, they have not given the advance time and more time.
Well, I agree with what the DMK and the opposition says. How can you do such a large exercise in 2 months?
So just I'm going to tell you, your viewers and your participant, that the Election Commission is a constitutional body and always has as per their directions and their meetings and their requirement for revision of the voter list, revision of the constituencies, revision of the polling stations. Everything is done by their own choice and own time, not as per the party is going to decide how we can run it, the Election Commission of India. They can follow the Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India never follow to the party's guidelines.
So then basically it's an authoritarian election commission who does not care about the people and their time. They just think that in 2 months they can do it and they are doing it.
Nabila, we have a lot of things. Like they have criticized in Delhi and Haryana and Maharashtra. So what they did? Election Commission think about that and after that decided go for SIR. And that was long back awaited, 2002, 3 and 4. So this was long awaited, so that's why it started from the Bihar. So in front of the Bihar, there was an election coming very soon. So that's why we have completed that. And there is no objection. Second thing, we have
there is no objection, you're saying, sir. I mean, it's a very blanket statement. There are lakhs of people
then
who
we
feel...
have the 22nd states for the, including UTs. So we have completed now. Means you are telling me that this is already published in the Tamil Nadu, that is on 23rd February, the final voter list. And as per you told me about that, and as per record, 74 lakhs are deleted. And some are migrated and some are, they have died. So these are the needed for the Election Commission of India to purify the list. And everybody agrees on that. So
not everybody agrees, but okay, we will take your word since you worked with the Election Commission. You know very well how it works within the inside. Can you tell us the 74 lakh voters who have been deleted, anyone who's missed out, by mistake, how much time do they have to apply? Any timeline on that?
You have shown the clipping of the bite of our CEO of Tamil Nadu. Means, this is done by the man's, and this is the human error. Maybe, I am not going to share 100%, this completed list may be published, and after that so many people are going to die, so many going to migrate. So these are the problem. So nothing to worry about that. Your viewers can understand that whenever we have the notification for the elections, so before 10 days, they can add their elections, voter list, and they delete also. This is a facility by the BLO,
Any idea about the last date of applying?
No, after this, we have to done it. No problem. This is a separate process.
No, Mr. Kalyan, would you know the date?
Admission is on. They can do it. Okay, there is no problem.
So 10 days time frame before the election.
Okay, before the elections, 10 days before the elections, you can apply if your name is missing from the list.
They can do it. There is no problem.
Notification.
And you see, we have included the 7,617 third gender also in Tamil Nadu, and 2.8 is a women's. You have the upper hand, Nabila, in women's. And in case of the gents, they have the lower hand than the woman, 2.77 crore. So this is the status, and always trying to be satisfied to every voter.
See, SIR as a drive is needed, no doubt. Nobody is disputing the fact that it is needed for the country. But what everyone says, the most logical minds have spoken, asking if 2 months or 3 months is enough. It's such a mammoth exercise. You should give people a little more time in a country that is of our size, right? And why should you burden them with such short notice? You can't. You should not. You should not burden the citizen with such short notice.
There is a problem. Please understand.
Frankly, I am telling you, you can come to Delhi and you ask your friends. Election Commission has only 300 from Pune to Chief Election Commissioner. This is the strength of the Election Commission of India. And we borrow from all the states for observers.
So if you are short-staffed, then all the more why you got to give ample time and decide for, have that kind of forethought that you need more staff. You need a little more time. Give people also some breather.
Every time I borrow from the state for their own work, but they are working on our rules. As per the discipline.
I feel a year's time, 1 year's time should be given for a state for an SIR drive of this nature. But
so we have so many
Mr. Kalyan, quick one. Yeah.
Such number of days cannot be given for a simple reason that 1 year is too long a period for additions and deletions. Thereafter, there can be a lot of migration. There can be a lot of deaths also for the given reason. That is number one. Number two is that when the elections were held in the previous states, this point was noted that there were so many people missing, but then the names are not deleted. Hence, there is bogus voting, etc. So the ECA had to go in for an SIR changes very quickly. So it is logical. If the time frame is not there, then how we manage to get so many deletions, additions, etc. The time is there. The time frame was something like January 9th, if my memory is right. Now the extended period and the final revision, all that have taken another 1.5 months roughly. So there has been enough time given, and there were 27 lakh additions. Again,
nowadays the earlier we have
it is
January.
Natural, it is logical, it is simplified now. The voter roll is as pure as possible. So now when the elections are held, then the outcome is going to be very natural, logical. Look at the situation where more than 1 crore people are no more in the world, but then their names were there and somebody else was voting on their behalf, or they don't go and vote, and finally we end up saying that only 60% have voted.
Correct.
The other,
correct.
At least 20% are not going to
if
be
you're
there.
confident, what actually makes us satisfied is that the DMK has not raised an alarm, which means that they've created awareness and people of Tamil Nadu have managed to enroll themselves.
No, don't give too much of credit to DMK for the simple reason they went to Supreme Court challenging the SIR implementation. Don't give them any credit. There is no point in giving them credit. Don't become a DMK spokesperson.
Sure, I won't. At least someone said that. Otherwise, I've been called a BJP spokesperson all along. Thank you very much, both of you. I really appreciate you joining us here today. All right, a quick break. We'll be right back on the other side. There's news coming in from Karnataka, a BJP MLA who's been caught red-handed taking bribe. We're going to take you through those details with our panelists. Stay with us.
साल से आपने ICICI लोम्बार्ड पे भरोसा रखा और आपके सपनों को सुरक्षित रखने का मौका दिया। शुक्रिया इंडिया। ICICI लोम्बार्ड, निभाए वादे।
बिरला ओपस पेंट्स।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
वकील साहब, अच्छी खासी प्रैक्टिस है, नया फील्ड में क्यों जाना?
सिस्टर, देश का सोच रहे
और इसके फ्यूचर का नहीं सोच रहे।
SBI लाइफ से अपनी बेटी का फ्यूचर सिक्योर है, तभी तो इनको अपने इरादे पूरे करने का राइट है। करो पूरे अपने इरादे, अपनों से किए सभी वादे। SBI लाइफ अपने लिए, अपनों के लिए।
Come back. Karnataka MLA has now been caught in a scandal where he was literally caught red-handed taking 5 lakhs as bribe. A political storm has erupted in Karnataka after some 2 explosive audio clips went viral, putting BJP MLA Dr. Chandru Lamani at the center of a major controversy. He's been caught red-handed taking bribe. In fact, this trap was laid out by the Lokayukta after he allegedly threatened a contractor on multiple levels. There were these audio clips that this contractor also presented to the Lokayukta saying how Dr. Lamani had basically harassed him, asked him to stop some ongoing projects deliberately, and eventually with all that ongoing harassment, the contractor decided to file a formal complaint with the Lokayukta. In fact, in this audio clip, the MLA is allegedly heard instructing that one project be stopped and another retendered despite no work being ordered, despite no work order being issued and no groundwork having begun at all. The contractor is heard pleading for time, citing pending bills and financial distress. The MLA allegedly dismisses him, accuses him of poor quality work and warns of escalating the matter to higher authorities. In the audio excerpt, the contractor is heard pleading, saying, "Please, sir, I will bring it in 2 days," in which the MLA responds, "No." The contractor mentions a change of work and pending water bills as well. MLA says, "Don't lie to me. We've seen hundreds like you. Please go away." The exchange turns a lot more heated with the contractor citing financial problems and a family visit. The MLA allegedly responds dismissively, saying, "Go get married 10 more times." And then, that conversation goes heated, and the MLA is heard referring to an earlier discussion by Baswaraj Kumbar and allegedly telling the contractor to pay quietly or I will get Gadag people recover it, adding that he would send that Muslim finance person. The contractor responds in agreement. This conversation has turned controversial with alleged references to payment demands, recovery threats and involvement of a finance person. Following this, the contractor filed a complaint with the Karnataka Lokayukta on February 18th. A trap was laid. The MLA was caught while receiving 5 lakh rupees. His supporters claim that the MLA was framed while opposition parties are demanding strict action. Controversy did not stop there. The second clip has surfaced now, this time purportedly featuring Kumara Maharaja Swamiji of Adrahalli Gavimat talking to an unidentified person. In the clip, the seer is allegedly heard expressing strong dissatisfaction with the MLA and discussing efforts to ensure denial of the party ticket in the next election for him. Well, this was another audio clip that has been taken into cognizance now. But, well, even more sensational are claims in the clip about a possible strategy to trap the MLA using chemically treated currency notes and alert authorities. So the Swamiji is purportedly heard speaking about planning a strategy in Bengaluru involving a team that would allegedly trap the MLA by applying chemicals to currency notes and alerting income tax officials as well. He also mentions names such as Chandru Lamani and refers to alleged business links and past political traps, claiming a similar method had been used against a Shira MLA. With both audio clips now circulating widely on social media, the political atmosphere in the region has become charged. While investigations now underway, the twin developments has raised a lot of questions about corruption and political rivalry. Is Dr. Chandru Lamani being framed? Well, at the end of it, he was caught taking 5 lakh bribe red-handed. Satya Prakash, Vice Chairperson and Spokesperson of the KPCC, Ashok K.M. Gowda, Spokesperson of the BJP, and Dr. Baswaraj Itnal, Senior Journalist, joining us. Satya Prakash, actually, Ashok Gowda, your take on this. It's actually shocking to see a sitting MLA being caught by the Lokayukta red-handed. They laid a trap and he was caught paying 5 lakhs bribe. Even if someone tried to conspire against him, he was caught red-handed. There's no going back from there.
See, there are 3 points to this. First point is, if Chandru Lamani ji has committed any crime, he has to face the law and he has to come clean on that part. And our party stand is very clear and we do not have any kind of a second thoughts on that. That is part 1. Part 2. And let us say that, the Chandru Lamani is been targeted. Why? Because, there is, the contractor happens to be HK Patil's relative. And he was continuously pressurizing him to give all the works only to him in Shirahatti. And this also should be observed under this light. And third point is very important. And whenever we are questioning the Congress MLAs and the Congress party and the Congress leadership on the corruption charges, and they try to frame anybody within the BJP so that, anybody who has small issues or whatever the things are. So the point is very, very clear. If you question the Congress party and if you ask the Congress party the direct questions on the corruption or any other issue, they will divert the issue. When most of the things, the corruption charges, the contractors, remember this, the contractors have levied 63%. That is a corruption charge in Karnataka, and they have to pay 63% to only then their works will be getting done. Otherwise, they cannot remain as a contractors in Karnataka. And that is the state of affairs. And when the Lokayukta has said this, and at the midst of this, and we are protesting, the BJP is protesting, and we were doing the on 19th of February, we had our convention, that is BJP's convention. So in the BJP convention, Chandru Lamani ji was there, and we all took a strong oath to fight the Congress party on the corruption lines, on the price charge rises, and as well as on the unwanted loans which Karnataka government is taking. When all this is happening, on the 18th it was filed, the complaint was filed, and 20th he was arrested. And imagine this, like, what is the link between all these things? There is an angle which has to be looked into this, and in fact, this needs a very clear-cut probe, not by Lokayukta, because Lokayukta officials are directly reporting to the Chief Minister. We want higher inquiry, judicial inquiry, or something else, and which can make sure that if Chandru Lamani ji has created a crime, he has to be punished, and if it is not, if it is a conspiracy, it has to be brought out.
Okay. So when you say he has to face action now, Lokayukta has produced him before court, they caught him red-handed. Don't you think BJP by now should dismiss him?
No, see, the point is very simple. He is holding SC Morcha's vice president post. And that, the party high command in the state will decide, and what action has to be taken. And in terms of the MLA-ship, it is not about he is elected by the people, and he has every right to stay as an MLA unless and until he is just accused as of today. He is not he's not a culprit. So till he is accused, so the membership will not go. So BJP has very clear-cut stand that if he has done a mistake, yes, it's a mistake. But at the same time, he's been accused.
It's not a mistake, sir. This is it's a crime. It's a crime.
Absolutely. See, the kind of the situation which currently what is seen in the media is definitely a crime, and we are ready to take action to that extent. But that does not mean that the conspiracy angle is not there. So we are expecting a conspiracy angle, and that also should be probed.
Satya Prakash, conspiracy by Swami and more. I don't know how you would respond to this, but here you have an opposition leader in your state who's been caught red-handed collecting bribe. What's your take?
Jamila, today BJP
Nabila, sir, you come on my show so often.
Yeah, thank you. Today BJP is exposed. RSS ideological, political arm BJP is exposed in Karnataka. The Prime Minister of BJP who said, "Na khaunga, na khane dunga." Today, the Prime Minister and his crony MLAs in Karnataka have been caught red-handed. सब लोग खा भी रहे हैं, मजा भी कर रहे हैं. BJP today is no longer Bharatiya Janata Party. It can be at best called Bhrashtachar Janata Party. Today, red-handed legislature is threatening a contractor, saying, "I will break your backbone if you don't bring 11 lakh rupees to me right now." This shows the audacity of so-called nationalist party, which claims to be Deshbhaks. I can never call these MLAs and this party as Deshbhaks anymore. At the best, I can call them looty cores is all I'm saying. Today, if at all Narendra Modi, the BJP has any shame left on them, they should sack the MLA immediately. They should doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. My friend says it is a simple thing. It is not a simple thing. It is a shame, national shame, that an elected representative is taking bribe and caught red-handed 5 lakhs. And BJP, this is not new. They had a chief minister who took bribes in checks, Mr. Yediyurappa. When he was in office, he was sent to jail mercilessly. They had Reddy brothers in Ballari who looted mineral wealth to the tune of thousands of crores. This is Bhrashtachar Janata Party. Whole of Karnataka, the 7 crore Kannadigas are today watching. BJP is not walking the talk. Whatever they were saying, Congress is indulging in corruption, their own MLA, The black sheep has been caught with 5 lakh rupees cash by Lokayukta. If at all their president, Mr. Nabeen or Yadurappa has some shame left on them, immediately they have to at least suspend the MLA. But till date, not even a single action has been taken.
What about the conspiracy angle, Satya Prakash? Are you not factoring in that?
Pardon?
The conspiracy angle, we've shown you a Swamiji is trying to conspire. Do you buy that theory?
I can only laugh at it. A guy is caught red-handed with 5 lakh rupees cash. There are phone calls to say that demanding 11 lakh rupees as price for a 1 crore work. And my BJP counterpart is saying he is relative of HK Patil. The contractor's name is Pujar, not Patil. He has nothing to do with, Mr. HK Patil.
Prakash, please don't make people to laugh. Don't be an entertainer. Be honest.
One second. Please behave like a gentleman. I never between when he spoke. Please behave like a gentleman. Even if the so-called contractor is the relative of Mr. HK Patil, that doesn't mean this MLA can become a looty core BJP MLA. That doesn't give him total this thing to be corrupt. If at all any shame is left of state BJP, they should immediately suspend the MLA. Forget about removing it. Suspend the MLA at first.
We heard you. Ashok Gowda wants to rebuttal. Ashok, I don't know what argument the BJP can possibly have with this scenario.
See, very simple. See, Satya comes and says lot of other things. What happens to Muda case? What happens to Pillow and...
Muda case, almost a clean sheet Siddaramaiah has got, no?
No. Simple. There is no clean sheet. As of today, there is not got a clean sheet. The case is pending. ED is yet probing, and a lot of other agencies are probing. Only Lokayukta has given a clean probe. And what happens to the loot money which has been done by the DK Shivkumar? What happens to Gopher case? What happens to the Jeep scandal?
Loot money by DK Shivkumar, but DK Shivkumar has not been indicted. There's no indictment. He's not been indicted. So how can you say?
Today, see, I will tell you. The simple matter is, Chandru Lamani has been caught red-handed, and yes, it's a fact. We are not going to deny that at all. We are going to accept that, yes, he's been caught. And if there is a wrongdoing, let him be punished under the law. But at the same time,
no, but shouldn't the BJP take a moral stand and suspend him?
See, we are as a party, we have discussed the matter today in the morning, and probably all our leaders are aware what has happened, and they are thinking over, and we will take time. It's not that immediately we have to do anything.
Okay.
We are going to take time.
But you are thinking on that direction. You are thinking on that direction.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, party is thinking on that direction.
Dr. Baswaraj, it's very embarrassing for the BJP as it is because, honestly, as much as political analysts and you sure would be able to tell us, the BJP in Karnataka at one point was very, very strong. But, that leadership seems to have become slightly shaky over the recent years. And now with a case like this, it brings them all the more bad repute. Tell us a little more about Chandru Lamani. How significant as a politician is he, and what does this do to his brand and the brand BJP?
That BJP is having the crisis of leadership is known to everybody, this incident what it has done is it has blunted BJP's attack on Congress on corruption issue. Now, Chandru Lamani is just a first-time MLA. He's not a very experienced or a senior politician in Karnataka. Though he is given some party position in ST Morcha, he is not a very senior man. He's a first-time MLA. And he's a doctor. He was in government service also. He was a government doctor, then he resigned, and then he contested election, and he has won. But what sets this incident apart, or these days, what is happening in Karnataka is very, very unique. Whatever theatrics Congress spokesperson or BJP people might put up, against each other regarding corruption, we know that every party has history of corruption. Whether it's BJP, Congress, JDS, everybody has this history. They have the legacy of corruption, so to say. But today's event is little unique in the sense that for the first time, the people who are accused of corruption, people who are caught red-handed, are taking shelter under caste. See, the people are saying, yeah, only because I belong to scheduled tribe, I am being targeted. Chandru Lamani belongs to Banjara community, which is scheduled tribes community in Karnataka. So he's claiming that. And this Arbit Imapur in the house, who was facing these allegations of corruption excise department, he is saying that because I'm SC, I'm being targeted. And the chief minister is writing on social media, saying that he's being targeted because he is a Kurba. So for all your misdeeds, you are, trying to take shelter under community. That's extremely deplorable. That development is very, very bad, both for community, health of the community, also for health of politics. Yeah, corruption is corruption. It has to be tackled in an administrative way. There is a system to deal with it, whether it was powdered note or what. Anyway, it is part of the Lokayukta process. They put fraudulent powder on, the notes, and then they catch them red-handed. And again, I was on another channel with this Swamiji, who so-called person who was behind it, entire scam, trap. But what I am given to understand by Swamiji is that he and the MLA had a long history of conflicts. They have had a history of fights and conflict of interest and whatever. That's what he is given to understand. But
so
whatever
the matter is, exactly, it doesn't mean that Mr. Lamani can take bribe, no? He should be all the more careful.
Nabila, trap has been carried out by Lokayukta police. Lokayukta has followed certain law, and Mr. Ashok Gowda says that it has to be handled by CBI, ED and all that. That's immaterial. Lokayukta, it is, within Lokayukta purview, they are doing their job.
Correct.
But story of the day is, corrupt people are now taking shelter under communities. That is extremely deplorable.
Absolutely. All right. Go on, Prashant.
Yeah, see, what I want to ask, tell you, Nabila, is I want to congratulate God. I want to congratulate you and Newsnight for bringing up this story. Not even one national channel worth its salt has brought it out. I don't know for what reason. But we also need to understand what is the history of Chandru Lamani. You need to know what is the history of Chandru Lamani. Chandru Lamani, as a government doctor, there was a case on him in which whatever fees they collect from the patients, was not submitted to the government. He used it for his own purpose.
And he was overcharging also.
From that case. But look at his antecedents. And for such a guy, the so-called party which talks about Deshbhakti gave him a ticket in Shirheti. And today it is there in front of 7 crore Kannadigas that this lawmaker is shamelessly caught red-handed along with his 2 PAs. Red-handed. And this is not the first time. Their CM, you know what happened to Yediyurappa? You know what happened to Mr. Janathan Reddy and his whole coterie in Ballari? So this is what we are saying. A party which claims, whose prime minister claims, na kaunga, na kaunga. What happened? His whole chela MLAs across the nation, खा भी रहे, मजा भी कर रहे, क्या कर रहे मोदी जी? जागो मोदी जी, जागो. आपका कर्नाटक में तुम्हारा MLA चेला पैसा खा रहा है. आप बोलते हैं ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा. Jago Modi ji, jago. It is high time. Modi ji should.
All right, Ashok, a quick response before I wrap.
At least Satya is accepting that Modi ji is 100% clean and na kane dunga. Yes, definitely we are committed to that, and we will be committed to that. At the same time, he also knows that Congress party is completely immersed in corruption.
This tutu meme will continue what to say, but Ashok, I will really wait for the BJP to come back with a suspension order, because that's the only best thing you should ideally do to keep up the BJP's image. You all are a national party, ruling at the center at this point. This story really brings a lot of bad light to the party. It kind of loses credibility. The BJP, of course, speaks anti-corruption and chest thumps about it. Now, this is a case that really discredits the party by and large, and we're going to wait and watch if the BJP really decides to suspend Dr. Chandru Lamani, BJP MLA in Karnataka, who was caught red-handed taking bribe. Thanks very much, our panelists, for joining us on this. All right, let me cut across to our top stories tonight. Let's start with milk adulteration in Andhra Pradesh. 4 people have died in the last 48 hours in Andhra Pradesh's Rajamahendravaram area after consuming adulterated milk. In fact, 10 people right now are hospitalized. A couple of them are on ventilators. It's shocking. Adulterated, contaminated milk has killed 4 people, and the number could only go up. According to the Deputy Superintendent of Police, Srikanth, 2 persons died on Sunday, 2 succumbed today. Preliminary investigation suggests contaminated milk led to acute kidney failure and sudden urinary blockage. Police say all 4 victims had produced milk from a vendor. In fact, the police say all 4 victims who died had procured milk from the same local vendor who sourced supplies from nearly 40 cattle and local farmers before distributing it to households there. Officials have identified that milk was supplied to nearly 106 households and samples have been collected from at least 75 people now. Food safety authorities have collected milk samples for laboratory testing while medical teams are conducting field inspections and health surveillance in affected localities. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu held a review meeting and directed officials to ensure the best possible medical treatment for those undergoing care. He's also ordered strict action against those responsible. Investigation continues and the Andhra Pradesh government has now given 10 lakh ex gratia for the families of those deceased and promises to get to the bottom of this. What kind of contamination, what exactly was added in that milk, we've got to wait and watch until a report of investigation is out. A sensational case with a dramatic twist emerging from Bengaluru, allegations of honey trap, extortion and gang rape, all linked to a same party night that's led to 2 separate FIRs and at 2 different police stations. Police are now probing what appears to be a case of serious counter allegations. The first complaint was filed at Malleshwaram police station by a 34-year-old man, Nikhil HD. In his FIR, he alleges that he was targeted in a honey trap scheme. According to him, he met a young woman at a party through mutual acquaintances. They remained in contact and afterwards, days later, he claims the woman threatened to file a false sexual assault charge and demand money through intermediaries to settle this matter. He's also alleged that individuals posing as media persons contacted him demanding the payment and threatening to damage his reputation. Police have registered a case under provisions of the BNS and related to cheating and criminal intimidation. The FIR was filed on February 21st, but within 24 hours, the case has taken a dramatic turn. The same woman, a 19-year-old student staying in a PG accommodation in Bengaluru, has filed a complaint the next day at Amrutahalli police station. In her FIR, she alleges that she was sexually assaulted at that same party. She claims that she had been invited by acquaintances and was later gang raped by 2 men. The complaint in fact names 2 accused and a case has now been registered under relevant sections. In fact, the FIR states that the incident took place earlier in February and that she filed the complaint after discussions with her family. Investigators confirm that both FIRs relate to that same event, that party that allegedly happened in a posh villa. In fact, one alleges honey trap and extortion and the other alleges gang rape. The girl has also spoken, of course, with her face covered. Police say both cases are being investigated independently as they piece together what really happened that night. A political storm has now erupted in Rajasthan after a BJP leader was caught on camera allegedly refusing blankets to Muslim women during a charity drive. The controversy centers on Sukhbir Singh Jaunapuriya, a 2-time former MP of the BJP, who was distributing blankets to the poor in Tonk district, and there were some Muslim women seated there, and this man asks them, who are you, basically establishes the identity and very openly says, move out of here, we're not giving you blankets, get out of here. So he asked his staff particularly to ask the Muslims there to leave. He's heard saying that those who abuse the Prime Minister Narendra Modi have no right to receive those blankets. So 3 women, Shukarana Khan, Razia and Zubaida, have all told reporters they were humiliated and were being singled out and were denied the relief that came in ideally from the government. Then locals objected Jaunapuriya for what he had done. Locals there doubled down against him, saying that it did not matter if the women felt bad, calling the drive a personal arrangement and not a government scheme. The video shows villagers confronting that man after that, accusing him of shaming elderly women. In fact, some of those locals there then came and returned those blankets and those sweet boxes, saying, we don't want it. If you are basically discriminating amongst our people here who live very peacefully and in harmony, then we don't want your blankets. They literally gave back those blankets to the former MP. The Congress has slammed the incident, calling it disgraceful and demanding accountability. BJP has, of course, not yet issued a formal statement. Two major university campuses witnessed high drama and tensions over the weekend. Violence broke out at the Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University campus when a protest rally turned violent, with students on either side of the ideological divide accusing each other of being the aggressor. The JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University Students' Union, had called for an equality march demanding the resignation of Vice Chancellor Satishri Dhulipudi Pandit for her alleged casteist remarks made in a podcast on February 16th. The union also objected to her podcast comments regarding UGC regulations, Dalits and affirmative action. In fact, protesters allege that the administration did not engage with the march and instead allowed the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, the student wing affiliated with the BJP members, to confront them. However, ABVP rejected the allegations and accused left-backed organizations of provoking clashes and spreading misinformation about the incident. Meanwhile, a Lucknow protest erupted at Lucknow University after the historic Lal Baradari building housing a mosque there was sealed by the administration, citing safety concerns and saying that the structure is being dilapidated. It's basically in a dilapidated condition, and it's a old structure, and it comes under the archaeological department, which needs to be safeguarded. So they barricaded that area. So Muslim students who ideally pray during the month of Ramzan in that mosque were forced to pray outside the mosque. And what was interesting is that we saw a whole host of Hindu boys who stood as a human chain. If you see on our screens there, they protected their Muslim brothers there at the campus from while they were praying their namaz, and created a human shield just to ensure that they prayed in peace without anyone disturbing them. The university administration, however, stated that the building is structurally unsafe, pointing to a recent wall collapse and warning of a potential risk to life. Heavy police deployment followed. Both campuses now remain under close watch as authorities attempt to restore normalcy. Now, India has issued a fresh and urgent advisory asking all its nationals to leave Iran immediately as tensions in the region continue to escalate. The Indian embassy in Tehran has advised students, pilgrims, business persons and tourists to depart by any available means, including commercial flights, in the view of evolving security situations. Citizens have also been asked to avoid areas witnessing protests, exercise extreme caution in Iran, and remain in constant touch with the Indian embassy. The advisory reiterates earlier warnings issued in January and urges Indians to keep their passports and travel documents ready at all times. Emergency helpline numbers have also been activated to assist those seeking help. The move comes amid continuing protests in Iran and rising tensions between Tehran and Washington ahead of the fresh round of nuclear talks scheduled in Geneva later this week. Authorities are closely monitoring the situation. Uncertainty looms. Of course, Trump is pushing for Iran to accept the nuclear deal. While it seems like talks have come that far, but yet both are ready to face a war-like situation. We're going to see who buckles. Now, moving on, Mexico. A massive security operation has triggered a wave of violence across the country in what's being described as one of the most significant crackdowns on organized crime in a generation. Security forces have reportedly killed the country's most wanted drug kingpin, El Mencho. El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, had been the target of the international manhunt with a $15 million USD reward on his head. Following reports of his death, his cartel members launched a coordinated campaign of havoc to paralyze the entire nation of Mexico. Viral footage shows how those goons there went about burning vehicles, asking passengers to step off their cars and then setting it ablaze, blocked roads, vandalized storefronts lining the streets. The unrest widespread in Mexico. In southern Oaxaca, footage has now emerged showing vehicles ablaze, and meanwhile, central state of the Guanajuato, a series of synchronized attacks has left several cities there under siege. As the smoke clears, Mexican government is now struggling to restore order. They've put their forces in place, but still it seems like the cartel there, visuals on your screens showing smoke rising from the CJNG cartel attacks. The cartel there really at this point, going on a complete rampage, trying to create havoc after their ringleader was shot dead. Footage showing vehicles being set on fire by arsonists and aftermath of the widespread arson there visible on our screens. Indian Embassy too has advised all Indian nationals in Mexico to reach out to the embassy. Nationals are advised to avoid areas where law enforcement activity is underway. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a great night.
Hi, hello, namaste. Kuzuzangpo. इस वक्त मैं हूँ गांगते मॉनेस्ट्री में। इन खूबसूरत वादियों को देखकर मुझे हमारी बॉलीवुड की एक फिल्म याद आ रही है। तब कुछ लोगों ने विराट और अनुष्का को पहचाना।
Delhi is losing the fight against pollution.
This is not a story of just children. This is the story of every elderly person in the national capital region.
Delhi's hazardous air quality.
It's more capital of the world.
Delhi pollution has left us sick.